Okay, so that's the impermanence. Okay, now when you look at the impermanence, it's just like observe to see the changes. Example, what I give you is one example that when you lose someone very close and dear to you, you will get hurt and you will feel very sad. Am I right? Hurt. Because you cannot accept that. Because you cannot accept that. So because why you cannot accept that is so you are very strongly, you're holding that everything should be the permanent. If you're friend, that means the friend forever. It cannot happen in the reality. Reality, impermanence, everything can be changed. So that's why once you cannot accept it, so it makes you more difficult. So impermanence is to teaching us to accept the whatever the changes, to accept the whatever changes, accept the whatever things happens. So that's why there's so many unexpected things happens in our life, but we cannot accept it because we are not thinking the impermanence. Okay, so that's why when you look on the practice of the impermanence, especially just you have to look yourself at how many changes in yourself, how many things have changed in yourself, way of the thinking. Especially look at your face in the mirror and see that how the face changes. So that means it's showing that we are not permanent. We also change. Everything is changing surrounding us. But traditionally, whenever the masters, ancient master, whenever they talk about the impermanence, they always try to convince us that we are going to die. We are going to die. That is not the right way. Because who cares whether we die or not die? That's not a big issue. That's an issue. Everyone is going to die. Everyone will die. So that is that ancient master always try to induce us that kind of the idea, or always convince us that we are going to die. Death is a certain. It doesn't matter whether death is certain or uncertain. Main important is every single moment. Everything is changing. That's a changing. So we have to understand the changes. We have to understand, not only the understand, we should accept the impermanence. We should accept the changes, that whatever happens, we should learn to how to accept it. That's the main point. So because the many of the ancient masters, they always try to tell that, oh, we are going to die, we are going to die. So that is something creating the fear in our mind. So Buddhism is not to create the fear in our mind. Buddhism is to help us to overcome the fear. That is the thing. So sometimes when you more go into the Buddhism, people will get more scared with the life. When you're scared with the life, how can you live happily? You're scared now. If you look at the scared people, they are fear with so many things that they cannot live happily at all. So Buddhism is to teach us how to overcome the fear, how to make our lives happier, how can we make our life better. That's the purpose of the Buddhism. As I mentioned before, Buddhism is the way of the living. It teaches us the way of the living, how we have to live. So that's why the impermanence practice too, you have to not only understand what are changes, you should accept that. When you really, whatever changes comes in your life, you have to accept it. Something, the unexpected things happens in your life, you should accept it. I think that's the impermanence, it can happen. Once you cannot accept that whatever happens in your life, that will make your life more difficult. If you look at every challenges, if you look at every problems, whatever comes into your life, first thing is what your big mistake, what you are doing, that you are not accepting it at all. I can give you a very simple example. When the bad thing happens in your life, what questions comes in your life? Or even one question will come in your mind whenever something bad thing happens in your life. You will ask yourself, why me? Why me? But the one good thing happens in your life. Example, that if you win the $1 million super lotto, you will never ask the why me. You will never ask that question. Whenever the bad thing happens in your life, you will always ask the why me, why me. You are asking this question, that makes you more difficult because you won't get the right answer for that. Because you already created the one wrong question in your mind, then how you can find the one right answer. Because I always used to say the one thing that do you have an answer for my question? One very simple question. That is actually not my question. This question is a very old question. Which comes first, chicken or egg? Which comes first, chicken or egg? No one can answer this question. You know why no one can answer this question? I always used to say that is a question, it's a wrong question. When you ask the wrong question, you won't find the right answer. So that's why same thing, that something bad thing happens in your life, first you will ask that why me? Why me? You already asking, now you already created the one wrong question. You are asking a wrong question to yourself, how you can get the right answer. Why you are asking this wrong question yourself? Because you cannot accept that. Once you win a $1 million lottery, you will never answer why me? Because you are accepting that. You feel that you are deserving, and you will say, oh, I do a lot of the good works. Maybe my karma is good. Maybe I'm unlucky. Or maybe you feel that you deserve to win that. So that's why you can accept the good things. You cannot accept bad things. So that's why it makes your life more difficult. So that's why the impermanence is some teaching of the which teaches how to accept what the wrong things happening in the life. Once we can accept it, then only we can find the solution. Once you cannot accept the problems or the challenges what you are having in your life, once you cannot accept it, you cannot find the solution. To find the solution, first you accept there is something wrong thing is going on. You have to accept. Then only you can find the solution.